Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. Folks, we have some breaking news here with the likelihood that Roe v. Wade has in fact been overturned by the Supreme Court. Now, as always, folks, if you want to join us here at the Bald Brad Show, or heck, support a conservative, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Share this link with your friends and family all over social media. This does come from our friends over at the Daily Wire. It is written by the legend Ben Shapiro. It is an opinion piece here. And like I said, folks, this is breaking news. It says Shapiro, draft Supreme Court majority opinion leaks, striking down Roe v. Wade. Here's what all of that means. Late on Monday evening, May 2nd, Politico broke a world-shattering story, and it is, in fact, world-shattering. The leftists have to be completely losing their mind right now. I mean, first you got freedom of speech, right, with Elon Musk buying Twitter, and now you have this. I mean, folks, they're losing it. It posted an exclusive leak of a purported majority opinion in Dobbs v. Mississippi, the case considering whether or not Roe v. Wade, 1973, which created out of the whole cloth a right to abortion, ought to be overruled. That majority opinion was written by Justice Alito. It rejected in totality both Roe v. Wade and the entire chain of cases following therefrom, including Planned Parenthood v. Casey. The draft decision states, quote, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. This is what the Constitution and the rule of law demand." The draft opinion, which is almost certainly authentic, it reads like Justice Alito and utterly dismantles the legal non-reasoning of Roe and Casey. So basically what Shapiro's saying is, look, this is something that's leaked. It could have been fake, but he's saying the likelihood of it is not, plausible in the sense that it's not a fake. It's most likely plausible in the sense of it sounds like Alito's writing. It sounds like something that these justices would push out. So it's most likely legit. Would amount to a reversion of all abortion law to the state level, where it originally resided. As the decision concludes, abortion presents a profound moral question. The Constitution does not prohibit the citizens of each state from regulating or prohibiting abortion. Roe and Casey arrogated that authority, where it now overruled those decisions and returned that authority to the people and their elected representatives. A lot of talk has been reverting it back to the states, allowing the states or the localities to determine if the right to abortion should exist within those states. That's kind of what it's referring to, is going back to that. Look, I don't think any state should allow abortions, but this is good news for all of us here that are pro-life. The fact that the odds are of Roe v. Wade being dissolved is most likely going to happen. Well, who leaked the decision? But there's another issue here, is who leaked the draft decision. This is not, a normal issue. It's absolutely primary. It's primary for two reasons. First, the draft decision is just that, a draft decision. No one has presumably voted for it yet. Drafts change over time. They are subject for feedback from other members in the majority. So basically, Shapiro saying, look, let's not all get too overhyped about this. As you could tell through my speech here of how quickly I'm going through this article, I'm ecstatic about this. I mean, it is breaking news, and obviously I want to hit the front of this breaking news, but at the same time, I'm trying to contain my excitement, because this is something I think a lot of us that are pro-life, we lived to see this day where it would be overturned. The attempt to leverage public pressure against the justices is an attempt to strangle the Alito majority opinion in the crib to generate fractures on the court. Where the final court decision to depart widely from Alito's draft now, it would be crystal clear that public pressure played the main role, and that is the reason the draft was leaked. At least, again, this is his opinion, and I would have to agree with that opinion there, that they leaked this for a reason. You're going to see these leftist folks going out in the streets, just losing their crap. I would imagine it's going to be on par with what Black Lives Matter does, where lighting buildings on fire, if that's going to be a thing they're going to do, or definitely taking to the streets and screaming as if, Trump was reelected. The Supreme Court, which supposedly is above petty politics, will now be subject to a tsunami of threats from a snarling left wing enraged by the prospect of restrictions on killing in the womb. Second reason, the leak of the draft decision demonstrates the absolute disdain that the legal left holds for the rule of law. As SCOTUS blog puts it, it's impossible to overstate the earthquake this will cause inside the court in terms of the destruction of trust among justices and staff. This leak is the gravest, most unfavorable sin. I wonder if he's going to talk about Joe Biden having the possibility of packing the court. I wonder if this is something that the left is really going to push now while Joe Biden's in office, even after this ruling takes place, because of something like this. Whomever leaked this, and the smart bet is some social activist in Justice Sonia Sotomayor's office, should immediately be prosecuted. Instead, watch for the media to treat the leaker as an afterthought or as a hero. Definitely going to treat them as a hero, like as you've never seen before. Should get the Medal of Honor type hero. Unbelievable what these leftists are willing to do. After all, the left treats leaks of IRS documents as fine, so long as they target the right people. The leak of unverified smut about the sitting president is the Steele dossier, was treated as both newsworthy and courageous by the press. They do this all the time. Again, when it's going with their narrative, it's going in their direction, they're all for it. But when it goes against their direction, they're absolutely disdained about it. They will go again out in the streets and just yell racism, all this crap, homophobia, whatever it is about the issue that they're going against, that they don't agree with. They'll go out in the streets and protest and get all crazy, which is what, again, we're expecting here. The impact of the draft majority. If the Supreme Court majority does indeed endorse the Alito draft decision, it would completely revolutionize politics in the United States, which would have been polarized around the abortion issue since Roe and its subsequent line of cases. Those cases froze the law in place based on nothing more than specious social activism by left-wing lawyers wearing black robes. Those cases also federalized what had been a state issue, polarizing Americans further on the issue. Now, California and Alabama would regulate abortion by their own lights, and that's what I mentioned earlier, is reverting it back to the states. The killing of millions of preborn children would cease. The big sword already underway in the United States would accelerate. Federalism would once again be the order of the day on the most contentious social issue in modern American history. Furthermore, the Supreme Court would go a long way toward reestablishing the credibility it has lost over time. The Supreme Court was never meant to be a super legislature, on behalf of liberal interests. It was meant to be a separate branch of government interpreting the law was written. Striking down Roe would be a return to the days when the judicial branch was actually a judicial branch. I 100% agree with what he's saying here. Obviously, I'm a big Ben Shapiro fan. I've been following him since he was at UCLA, but he is speaking nothing but truths here on everything that's been going on with the Supreme Court, federalism, moving things back to the states, striking down Roe v. Wade, which is just a really horrible, horrible Supreme Court ruling. We've seen this throughout the Supreme Court's history, folks. And that's what I love about these leftists, right? They go all enraged, like, oh, they were right on this one, but they're wrong on this one. Folks, the fact that you can rule on killing an unborn child is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. But the left don't look at this as a child, right? They don't look at it as a human being. They just look at it as a cluster of cells. Just unbelievable thinking, in my opinion. It says, and that would be a good thing. As Alito's draft opinion notes, quote, our sole authority is to exercise judgment, which is to say the authority to judge what the law means and how it should apply to the case at hand. The court's inability to end debate on the issue should not have been surprising. This court cannot bring about the permanent resolution of a rancorous national controversy simply by dictating a settlement and telling the people to move on. We do not pretend to know how our political system or society will respond to today's decision overruling Roe and Casey. And even if we could foresee what will happen, we would have no authority to let that knowledge influence our decision. If Americans truly wish for a return to an era of politics in which we could live with one another, federalism and separation of powers is the answer to that wish. A Supreme Court majority approving Alito's opinion would be a massive step forward in that direction. 100% agree with what Shapiro's doing. And folks, all we can do is pray that this is in fact true. Again, everything Ben was saying was just his opinion. And as I've stated, opinion of which I agree with. I do think based on kind of the writings, it does tend to lean into Alito's writings as well. And just kind of what we've all been forecasting of the new justices that were appointed by Trump. This most likely seemed to be the case of what will and is going to happen here with the court. Now, again, you also have the possibility here of the left just completely losing it. Going out in the streets and basically creating a political war in terms of what the decision is going to be. And again, it hasn't been voted on. So that could also sway the views of some. You also have Justice Roberts there. That's a reed in the wind. So he's not exactly a sure bet in someone that's going to vote for this. But here you go, folks. Breaking news. Again, I'm not going to celebrate just yet here. You don't want to be one of those that's going to, get too excited too early and then you're just let down, kind of like the leftists were with Hillary Clinton. All of us haven't forgotten. You got to throw your jabs in where you can get them. But folks, let me know what you think about this. Are you stoked that this is a possibility? This is the best news we probably could have heard in a very, very long time. You just had Joe Biden elected. You had COVID-19 going through. You got inflation. You got the U.S.-Mexico border crisis. You got Russia versus Ukraine. You got China with the Uyghurs. You got all sorts of stuff. You got Iran possibly building a nuclear warhead. You got the freaking psycho in North Korea. I mean, finally, we get some good news here. Okay, again, it's not solidified. It hasn't been voted on. But folks, let me know down in the comments. Are you stoked about this? Can we finally have something to rave about in the streets? Something, just a joyous moment for life. That's what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been praying for so long. Folks, can we just get a thumbs up for life? As always, folks, make sure to like and subscribe. Share this link with your friends and family all over social media. And don't forget to head over to the Daily Wire. Buy that subscription service. It is well worth it. They're doing yeoman's work over there. And folks, I will see you tomorrow here on the Bald Brad Show.